Hey, I got one question for you. Where's my 7 chicken army tonight? You know what I'm saying? Ha ha! Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. The Uncooked Chicken Show. Don't act like you don't know. Oh, oh, oh. Listen, it's 3 a.m. Triple N is giving you this uncooked cast. I got enough chicken. What? To make a 7-nation army laugh. And you'll be choking on this chicken. Don't do that. It ain't healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? No choking, just joking. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Don't act like you don't know. The Uncooked Chicken Show. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. And if you like my cast, download and follow the show. You know what I'm saying? Download and follow the show. Yes, sir. Yes. The Adventures of Uncooked. Adventures of Uncooked. Commuter grind, giving you what's on my mind. Comedic adventures of uncooked. Adventures of Uncooked Chicken. Yeah. Comedic adventures of Uncooked Chicken. No need to edit. I was off. I said it. It's the Adventures of Uncooked Chicken. Listen, man. You cannot have a chicken if you don't have a cluck cluck. Yes, sir. Cluck cluck. Yeah, man. Welcome to episode 31, son, of Uncooked Chicken. You see, it's season 2. Listen, I am your host. I go by a lot of names. Triple N, NateNathaNathaniel. It's like a tutorial. You know what I'm saying? Triple N, yes, you know what I'm saying? NateNathaNathaniel, all 3 of them is me. I go by the big chicken. You know what I'm saying? Nobody bigger than this chicken. You better stop it. Yes, sir. Listen, everybody. Uncooked Podcast. Listen, you got past the theme song. You might well stay for another 20 minutes. That's all I'm saying. You get listen, my life. My life is a soundtrack. And I want to say thank you to Jack White. You know what I'm saying? In the White Stripes. Listen, ain't nothing more ironic than in Black History Month to use a man by the name of Jack White. You know what I mean? The White Stripes to you know what I'm saying? To lay the foundation for the movements. That's ironic, you know what I'm saying? What is going on around here? Listen, Uncooked Chicken, guys, listen, it's a comedic, it's a journey, it's me. Listen, it's like a documentary style bit of my comedic journey. You know what I mean? As I drive to my hustle, I'm giving you one laugh per cast. You're gonna get one laugh on this journey. You with me as I'm practicing and everything. So, and it's live. I do it at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's live, and I don't edit. That's why it's uncooked. There's no edits up in here. You know what I'm saying? There's no notes. I don't have notes hanging down from the dash. You know what I'm saying? There's no notes. Listen, it's just all the notes and the jokes in the head, sir. Now listen, on Uncooked Chicken, I give you 3 F topics. You know, F, the familiar, the funny that's going, listen, the funny that I'm working on when I go to the comedy club, listen, you know what I mean? Like a tree's got to grow, you know what I'm saying? I got to add branches. Listen, the familiar that's going on in the world today, according to me, and the last topic is for real though, or fake news, is when I give you a story that might have happened to me in my life, and you have to decide, is the chicken being truthful, or is the chicken lying? Yeah. Yes, sir. Now listen, 3 a.m., man, I woke up in the morning, man, I'm thinking, February is the shortest month. You know what I mean? It's the shortest month of the year. You know what I'm saying? This Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, my goodness, I think I should call it Fam, Where Were We? Fam, where were we? That's what we should call it. Fam, where were we 300-400 years ago? The struggle is real. We gotta remember, fam. Where were we? I was thinking we should I should make that like a new decree. I should send it to the state and see if they could put it on the polls and we could vote it in. Fam, where were we? Fam, where were we? Yeah, man. But maybe also, maybe we can change. Fam, where were we? If they don't like that one, we could submit a change to February and just call it the Kevin Hart month. The Kevin Hart month. We should call it that. KeVRUARY. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. KeVRUARY? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, chicken. It's not funny. Let me tell you something. I come over there and I look at here. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. I need eyes down here, right here, right? You think it's funny, but it's not. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, chicken. I'll come up here and I'll whoop your ass, chicken. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll do. I'll do to you. Whoop your ass, chicken. Come around here talk about some KeVRUARY. That's not funny. You know what I'm saying? I think it is, though. KeVRUARY. Welcome to KeVRUARY. Black History Month. Anyway, that's just a rant that I had this morning. Listen, man, that ain't the funny I'm working on. The funny I'm working on, man, is up in this mug. It's Black History Month up in this mug, and I want to share with you something that, listen, I woke up in the morning, I was black. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. But I think that sometimes my wife, she act blacker than me. Yeah, I'm saying she do. I think that maybe we got to do a 23andMe or something and figure it out. She may have some blackness in her. You know what I'm saying? She may have some melanin in her. She may have some melon in her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about more than just once a month. She may have some melon in her. You know what I'm talking about? But listen, man. Cause she say some things. And I don't even know. I sometimes gotta double check and make sure. I was at a comedy club. Listen, at a comedy club and the dude asked me, say, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey man. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? He's like, hey man, is your wife white? And I listen, I don't even know why he asked me that. Why? Do I talk? Why did he even ask me? Ain't the first question you ask somebody you just never met before. Why is your wife white? Why do you care? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but I struggled. I struggled to find an answer. I'm sitting there I felt like the president and they asked me to say something positive about Black History Month. And I struggled. You know what I'm saying? I struggled to find the words. And I was like, yeah, she is white. You know what I'm saying? And he probably thought, he embarrassed. I was like, no, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just sometimes she does things and I forget. I had to go into the listen. I had to Google search. You know what I mean? I had to Google search Mrs. Chicken to find out maybe, is she really, I had to do the genealogy and find out, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so sometimes she say things and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, right? And because she has indoctrinated herself in the culture. She respects it so much. She starts to talk like, black people. That's how it is. Now listen, we were watching the basketball game. They had the All-Star game. I was watching the basketball game before that, and we were sitting down, and there was a basketball player, a white basketball player was slicing up. He was slicing up the opponents. His name is Austin Reeves. He played for the Lakers. He was slicing them up. And my wife, we were watching it, and she said, ooh, that white boy good. That white boy good. Look at that white boy go. And I said, what? And I looked at her. I said, hey, Miss Chicken. I said, hey, you can't say that. She said, the hell I can't. She said, the hell I can't. She said, ain't that white boy good? I said, well, he is. I said, that white boy, he good. It wasn't like she was lying. I said, I guess she can't say that. She said, you heard. I said, yeah, I heard, You know what I'm saying? And we were sitting there, and my daughter was over, and listen, my daughter was over the house, and my wife's like, I was asking, I said, hey, we doing things new. You know what I mean? We doing things new and everything. And I said, hey, it's a new year. We got should we refresh things and should we reconcile some things? And she's like, what you talking about? I said, listen, we got some friends that we don't talk to no more. And I think it's a new year. Maybe we can I don't know, invite them over and we can break bread together. You know what I'm saying? Do it the Christian way. She said, no, baby, we're not there yet. We're going to have to pray for a solution. She said, but you know what? Them fools ain't coming up in this mug. And I said, what? And my daughter looked at me, and I looked at her, and I'm like, did she just say? And my daughter she shook her head. I'm like, oh my God. And I said, they not coming where? She said, you heard. She said, them mugs ain't coming up in this mug. And I was like, damn. She just used mug as a noun and a pronoun. I said, who? I said, how she know? How she know about mug? I said, what the hell? And I didn't hold on. I pin it for a minute. I know some of you people who are not inducted. Listen, some of you people who are not in the Black community, you're like, mug, what the hell is it? What the hell is it? What the hell? What the hell, chicken, is a mug? I don't understand. Are you saying that she didn't go to Starbucks and get a mug? She didn't get her cappuccino? She didn't get her caramel macchiato in a mug, and so they're not going to come in this mug? No, that's not what I'm talking about. You have to Google up in this mug, you know what I'm saying, in the Urban Dictionary, and find out what we ain't talking about Starbucks suckers. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about no damn Starbucks. Listen. So I had to appreciate, you know what I'm saying, that she knows how. And she don't even skip a beat, you know what I'm saying? She don't skip a beat. You know what I mean? She's definitely in the community. She fight for the people. You know what I mean? Don't let somebody be wrong and they of a different color. Listen, she going ham. Let me tell you something. Hey man, listen. My wife, sometimes she go gangster. It's like that. We went shopping, listen. We went shopping and I had an eye tag on her, so I found her. I did not lose her. I did not lose her. We were shopping. And it's a scan and go. She put it in the cart. I scan it. We go. You know what I'm saying? And she got some stuff. She put in some stuff and she got some peroxide. And I said, well, what is this for? Because I'm curious. I said, what is this for? She said, well, I use peroxide to get the whites out of stuff, to make the whites whiter. She said, when I'm doing laundry. I said, okay, that's cool. And she said, well, you, Triple N, you big chicken, you don't have to worry about using peroxide because you don't have any whites. And I paused for a minute. And then I looked at her. And then I looked at me. And then I looked back at her. And I looked at me. She said, shut up, fool. Shut up. She said, don't you be racial up in here. I said, I'm not being racial up in here. She said, not in this mug. I said, I'm not being racial in this mug. She said, you best not be. You best not be. I said, I am not Spee. Okay, I'm not Spee. What the hell? Coming at me like that and everything. And then I was sitting on the couch, listen. I said, hey, you know what? We've been married for 30 years. Let me tell you something, Miss Chicken. We need to start to do pet names and everything. You know what I said, I'm going to call you. Listen, I said, I'm going to call you my cupcake. She said, oh, that is so sweet. Call me your cupcake. She said, and I'm going to call you, Chicken. I'm going to call you my brownie. I said, what the hell? She said, no, not like that. No, I said, you really brownie? She said, 'cause you like brownies and ice cream. I said, okay, yeah, good save. I was like, yeah, good save. I said, you being racial up in this month. She said, no, I'm not. She said, you better watch it, Negro. I said, what? She said, you heard? I said, yeah, I heard. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, listen, man, up in this mug. That's the funny I'm working on up here. Up in this mug is the funny I'm working on. Listen. The next topic is the familiar that's going on in these worlds. Listen, we're going to talk about the government I.T Department. You know what I'm talking about? The I.T Department. Now, listen, I.T can stand for a lot of things, and people are like, I didn't know that the government had an I.T Department. Yeah, they do. They change the name sometimes. They change it around. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the I.T stands for, invoke trauma. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they go around and invoke trauma, go around these parts. I have not heard anybody from the government. Listen, I haven't heard anybody officially say, hey, we're going to celebrate Black History Month. I haven't heard that. That's crazy. How does that? If you ignore, listen, you can't just ignore. If you ignore something, that doesn't mean it never happened. You slam. Anyway, listen, invoking trauma all over the place. Yeah. Anyway, also, they have an invade and take. The I.T Department also stands for invade and take. Like Venezuela. It's cool that now Venezuelans can go fishing from not just the shore, but they can go in boats now. I mean, that is the positive about all this, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, but we went over there, we invaded, and we took their president, we invaded, and we took the oil. Listen, that stuff, everything goes around, comes around. Listen, I just want to know if other countries have an IT department. That's all I want to know. Any other country have an IT department that they can utilize. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing, but I'm just saying something. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man. That's it. Listen, that's all I got for familiar. That's going on in the world today on IT department. We need to be better. We need to be better. Now listen, the last F topic is for real though or fake news. Now listen, my wife's family, listen, we all celebrate. We all celebrate our collective birthdays. You know what I'm saying? Whoever had birthdays for the first quarter, January, February, March, whatever. And we all go together. We say, hey, we're going to celebrate. And everybody sing happy birthday to y'all. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. So, when I went to their house, you know what I'm saying? I went to their house and I wasn't feeling that great, I had the 100-acre woods. You ever had the 100-acre woods before? When my kids were younger, we used to watch a lot of Winnie the Pooh, And so when I told them they got to go to the bathroom, the number one is called the Winnie. Hey, Daddy, I gotta go, Winnie. Cool, I got you. The number two is called, hey, Daddy, I gotta go poo. You know what I'm saying? And the number three is like you in the woods, you know what I mean? Hey, Daddy, I got the 100-acre woods, And so I knew how much time I had to prepare if I'm trying to go somewhere. You know what I mean? I gotta coordinate time and see how long it takes for somebody to get out of the bathroom, You got a Winnie, you got a Pooh, you got a 100-acre woods, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say that, listen, NateNathaNathaniel, I had the 100-acre woods going to this birthday party, you know what I'm saying? I had the rumbles and the tumbles. I had the rumbles and the tumbles, you know what I'm saying? So, Christopher Robin, did you, excuse me, I got the rumbles and the tumbles, So, we go to my sister-in-law's house and everything, and we sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel it, and I'm like, oh man, and then I'm like, well, maybe I can squeeze one out. Let me tell you something, not a good idea. For real though, fake news, listen, I'm sitting on her couch on her pillow, and I try to get one out, and I had gym shorts on. Let me tell you something, I felt like OJ. You know what I mean? Like in the Bronco way back in the day, the juice got loose. The juice got loose. Let me tell you something. Yeah, for real though, fake news. And so it's time to sing happy birthday. And everybody got up. You know what I mean? I got up and I looked down. I said, hoo, hoo, hoo. I felt like a Keebler Elf. You know what I'm saying? Stripes, no stripes. I'm like, damn, I got stripes all over this damn pillow. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? So I'm like, then I had to, for real though, fake news. I had to pull in the old school. I had to pull in the old school ESPN. I'm like, what would Steven? Listen, not Steven, stop it. It's ain't no need to edit. Hey, hell yeah, I said it. What would the late Stuart Scott say? Stuart Scott used to say, booyah. You know what I'm saying? He used to say, you gotta just be as cool as the other side of the pillow. You know what he said? Just as cool as the other side of the pillow. So then, I listened to Stuart Scott, may he rest in heaven. And for real though, fake news, I took that pillow that had stripes, and I flipped it over to no stripes. I'm like, hell yeah, look at that, Keebler Elves. No stripes on these cookies. You know what I'm saying? And then we went in to sing happy birthday to y'all, happy birthday to y'all. Then I had to complete the mission, and I said, for real, no fake news. Then I went to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, and handled my rumbles in the rumbles in the temple. I got rid of them 100-acre woods. Yeah, man. Now listen, I know that's a little too personal. For real though, fake news. You gotta tell me on the next episode 32 if is that for real though? Oh, is that fake to the new? You know what I'm saying? Now listen, on the last episode of For Real though, of fake news, yeah, I told y'all that I like them obstacle courses and everything, running up and down hills and everything, and I did that, and it was this big old bigums, and he looked like what they say, SpongeBob SquarePants best friend Patrick. You know what I'm saying? He got stuck on the wall. He couldn't pull himself over the rope wall, the A-frame. You know what I'm saying? And then my son was there, and he was shaking his head in disgust. For real, no fake news. Yeah. You know, my son was disgusted, and I said, my son said, after that episode, my son said that he believed in God. Yes, sir. Now I'm gonna tell you that was for real, though. That really happened. Listen, I really had my head was placed under this big dude's ass, and I was trying to push him up with my head, and I tried to get him over the wall, and there was 4-5 people trying to help him. You know, and my son just stood there in disgust, shaking his head, and he said afterwards, I said, I wanted to be I was trying to be a positive role model, you know, of a black man, a positive, listen, this Black History Month, I'm trying to be positive, you know what I'm saying, teach Triple NJ, you know, a lesson, you know what I mean? And I said, hey, son, what'd you learn? He said, I learned that there is a God. I said, look at that. I said, look at that. You know what I'm saying? I said, how'd you learn that? He said, because listen, that big ass Patrick had to be Christian because he had to be praying to God. He said he had to be saying, dear Lord, please send me 4-5 of your peoples. 4-5 of your peoples to push my big ass over the wall. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord did it. You know what I'm saying? He said that big Patrick got over that wall. He said the first thing he said was, hallelujah. Hallelujah. I got over that wall. I said, boy, listen. I said, well, you ain't wrong. I said, you ain't wrong. Yeah, man. Hoo-hoo. Yeah, but he was disgusting. He was like, hey, that big, listen, he said that big Patrick knew he wasn't going to give her that wall. He knew it. He knew it. He should have practiced harder, lost about 240. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but anyway, that was for real, though. For real, though. Now, listen. I want to thank all y'all people listen and listen to the chicken for 20 minutes of your day. And if you got one laugh, then I did my job. If you did not get a laugh, I did not do my job. They're not good. They're not good. But I guarantee you got one. Just one chuckle. You know, you gave me them virtual knuckles. Just one laugh per cast. That's what I promise you up in here, up in this mug. Yeah. Now listen. I'm the COAT, that's the greatest of all time. I'm Triple N, that's NateNathaNathaniel, and I want to thank everybody for joining me in this 31st episode, yes sir, of the comedic Adventures of Uncooked Chicken Season 2. Adventures of Uncooked Chicken, just for you. Comedic grind, giving you what's on my mind. Comedic Adventures of Uncooked Chicken. Comedic Adventures of Uncooked Adventures of Uncooked. You don't need to edit. Hell yeah, I said it. It's the Adventures of Uncooked Chicken. Yeah, man. You can't have a chicken. Yes, sir. If you don't have a click, 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 click. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Uncooked Chicken Show. Don't act like you don't know.